Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, I wanted to do a review of WeFunder. WeFunder is one of those crowdsourcing, I consider them more of a fintech company that you can utilize to invest in startups. And I've seen many Republic, Seed Invest, and a few others, but I really like the WeFunder platform. Again, I'm not saying don't utilize any one of the others, but I just want to show you some of the things of why I'm really a fan of WeFunder. And I'm not logged in, but we may get into that, or I may not. But because the login, you can see your portfolio, you can see different things. But I really want to just jump into why I like WeFunder as a platform and think that they're a very good place to start if you're interested in investing in startups. So here is one jewel case. And so this organization deals with portable clean energy. Here's a picture. Of course, there's a video. I like that. They tell you, there's something that you can, the last chance, how much they've raised so far, by how many investors. And for WeFunder, the minimum investment is $100. Oftentimes I've seen 100. I haven't seen more than that. There may be some that could be, but I think the minimum, if I'm not mistaken, the minimum is $100. And so if you can hear that noise in the background, I apologize, but look, I'm just going to keep going because sometimes things always clink, clunk, whatever. So on the first tab, they give you their highlights. And what I like about that, the highlights give you a little bit more information about the company. Some companies have been in existence and they're raising more funding. Some are truly just initially starting up and utilizing money to begin the work that they want to do. So this gives you a little bit highlights of them. They also have a section, Our Team. It lets you know a little bit more about the CEO, the founders, sometimes a little bit of their background and just kind of who they are. There's always kind of like a little why section that gives you a little bit more description about them. And so they do energy and sustainable energy. And so there's more information about that. You can, of course, read. Sometimes I was trying to scroll down. I believe there may have been another video or something like that. And of course, I don't want to get into the videos, but I do want you to see that you are given information. And so there's a lot of information in the initial page of the highlights. Of course, WeFunder, of course, they want you to invest. So, of course, no matter what, you're going to see how much time you have left and you're going to see the amount that you can invest. They talk about their competitors and they just give you some overall good information, which is very, very good. The next section is the details section. And of course, I'm not saying, you have to invest in this company or anything like that. I'm just I'm utilizing them or using them because I feel like they're a good example. And so they give you at a glance. What I like too in the detail section is they give you a chance to look at the financials to see what revenues they have, net losses, etc. Most startups are not profitable yet. That is normal for most startups. So sometimes people come in and think, oh, well, they're a startup. No, well, most companies, it takes years to reach a point where they even break even, let alone be profitable. But that doesn't mean that they're not a good investment. So they give you all of that, the revenues, expenses, short-term debt, all of that in a nice, easy to understand chart. Normally, like right here, they give auditor notes. And what I really like too is that they don't just give you a chart of financials. They normally give you something that you can read a little bit more about, that you can get more background. And that's very, very, very important when you're trying to make a decision. And then they give you some risk, which is very, very good. Most of them do that. Everyone has a different little format of how they disclose information, but I'm showing you this because it's normally along the same lines and why I really like the site, because what they do is they really give you an opportunity to really look at the organization and really make a decision. use of funds. Now I've seen this section is normally there majority of the time, and they tell you how they plan to use the funds, and that's always important, and they give you that information. So this is normally what the detail section looks like. Now updates is normally just that. Updates, they probably will most likely have a video. They'll tell you where they are in the process, if they're developing a new type of product or it's their initial product, and they're telling you where they are, if they're in the implementation or testing or whatever the phase might be. They tell you that. And then they give you more highlights. Sometimes there are more videos, but here just gives you a little bit more updates about where they are. And it gives you a lot of stuff to read. So, what people say is the next. And this section is just, there is a video. I'm not going to play it for you, but what investors are saying. And what they invested previously, and that's kind of good to see what others have said. And people are very vocal. They say they believe in the company, blah blah blah. If the company has anything in the news, they'll share it here, and that just gives you a whole nother perspective, which is very important when you're making an investment decision. Now, why I love WeFunder so much is this last section right here. Ask a question. Ask a question to me is the most vital part. And to be honest, when I'm looking into WeFunder and I'm in WeFunder and I'm looking at investments, I look at the questions, but I also, for me personally, I look at the organization. There was one investment that I wanted to make. I forgot the name of the organization, but I believe they were either doing something in real estate or they may be doing something in clean energy, may have been something along these lines. But when I looked at the questions, the organization hadn't responded to any of them. And for me, that was a no go because if I'm going to invest, I want to see you have this platform. People are asking questions. In today's age of technology, I know you receive some sort of notification and let you know that someone has asked a question. And if you can't answer investors' questions, then that shows me that for me personally, you don't care. You just want to try to get whatever money you can. That doesn't mean that whatever, but I just feel like those who take the time to really answer questions, that's very very important to me, and so they do a good job. They answer the question. See, the first one, the CEO and co-founder answer questions, and you'll see throughout, and he's answered many. So that is one of the things that I've seen that WeFunder does that I haven't really seen in other sites. So overall, I'm not going to tell you, you have to choose WeFunder. You can use so many other sites, but I'm just telling you why I use WeFunder and why I think that WeFunder is a good source. And if you log in, it's like any other standard. It tells you about the investment. It tells you your portfolio value, and it gives you other details and information. Of course, you can, link a bank account to make investments. WeFunder, like a majority of the others, what they do is they will set you up. So they'll send you emails. We have this new startup. We think you may be interested, etc. If you have your own, you can start raising funds. I think WeFunder may also, well, I'm not sure if they give you money. I think some, like if you suggest something to them, they might, but I'm not sure if WeFunder does that. But I know some that do. And overall, when you make an investment, you normally are charged a one-time fee with WeFunder of $8. So, in a nutshell, I really am personally a fan of WeFunder. I think they're a great site. I think they're set up very well. I think the way they have everything set up with the overview, the details, the updates, what people say and ask a question, I really truly feel that they have created a platform that of course allows you to connect with startups you may have never heard about, but you're also presented with, I feel, an adequate amount of information to make a decision as to whether you want to invest with them or not. And just know that just because they're on this platform doesn't mean that, I mean, of course they've been vested, but Just because there doesn't guarantee that this next thing will be an overnight success. Anything can happen. WeFunder doesn't guarantee that. But what I love is that they give you enough information to make an educated decision. So that is why I am personally a fan of WeFunder. I mean, of course, I'm a small channel. I don't get funded for none of the things I say, but I just want to pass on information. So if someone is interested in investing in startups, it's not a lot of money, and I think it's a great way to really get yourself interested in really a new, well, a market that's been there for years, but now the everyday person has access to it. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.